Hiker Jay here. This week we're going to be talking about a whole new product line coming out by Moosejaw. It's actually a collaboration between Moosejaw and Walmart. It's the Lithic camping gear, basically gear for everyone, which I think they've done a really nice job on, and we're going to talk about it and break it down and see if we can actually put together a full backpacking kit for under $300, which I think is a great option for those weekend warriors that go only a couple times a year backpacking. This is the way that they can get their full kit, their pack, their tent, their sleeping bag, and their stove. Those are the core pieces that I think you always need, no matter what, to go backpacking. So can we look at this and see if they can actually get you all that for under $300? So Lithic just dropped this weekend, and it is a collaboration between Moosejaw and Walmart, like I said, and they've tried this before, bringing Moosejaw products into Walmart, but it's just they're not affordable enough. They're more high-end. So this is more low-end, but I think it's about medium-end. It's somewhere in the middle. They've taken really high-end backpacking gear and basically built it with more affordable products, but they've kept the science of the actual builds, the backpack and the tent, the things that work really well in high-end gear. They've brought it down to lower-end gear. So let's get right into this website. First off, they have all the core elements. They have backpacks, sleeping bags, tents, and stoves, and actually pots and pans and things too. So all those core things you need to get into backpacking or even camping for that matter. And what I like about it is that they haven't just given you one option. They've given you multiple options. So let's start with the backpack, the shell, the thing you'll carry everything in. I think that's always the most important one. So the Lithic, they have a 40 liter, a 50 liter, and a 65 liter. If you're brand new to this, I would not go for the 40 liter. You have to be pretty skimped down to do the 40 liter. So if you're brand new, go for the 50 liter. If you're somebody who's going to use fall, winter type spring camping as well, go for the 65 because you're going to need all that extra gear for winter camping. So again, look how they gave you all that breadth there, that somebody who really wants to go really light with a 40 liter all the way up to somebody who wants to do wilderness backpacking in the winter with a 65 liter. So that's pretty sweet. All of these packs, all three of them, are under $100. The most expensive one, the 65 liter, is 98 bucks. That's insane. That's like really affordable. Now, these are strictly just bucket style backpacks that you can see here, and you just kind of load them from the top, but they have the water bottle holders on the sides, the top brain that can come up, and you can keep all your stuff that you want to get to really quickly on the top, and the shove it pouches on the back. So they've really taken all those tried and true parts of a backpack and put them into this, and I'm really excited to get my hands on one to check out the quality for you. But so they have those three options. Now let's get into sleeping bags, because you got to stay warm at night, right? So sleeping bags, they actually have a down version. Now their sleeping bags are strictly down to 35 degrees, so these are not going to be winter bags, and since they say 35, I'm going to say I wouldn't even go down to 35. I'd say if you're 40 degrees and warmer, you're going to be just fine in these style of bags. But they have a down version and a synthetic version. The synthetic version is about 65 bucks, and I think you do really well with it. It's not super heavy. I'm going to talk about weight towards the end, and I think you'd be just fine with it. But the down version is 109 bucks. That's really insane to get a down sleeping bag. Now, of course, it only goes down to 35, but it's going to be so much lighter and so much more compact and packable, and it's $109. So that's pretty great, because normally they'd be $300 or $250 or above for a down bag. So they are coming in, keeping their promise of coming in really affordable. So we've talked about how to carry this stuff. We've talked about how to stay warm. Let's talk about how you're going to actually like shelter yourself at night. Let's talk about the tent. So they have three different versions: 1 person, 2 person, 3 person. Real simple. And they're called the Lithic 1 person, Lithic 2 person, Lithic 3 person, which I think is great. Keep it simple. The 1 person, very light, very small. And these styles, as you can see, are a common style that you see now, where it's got the bathtub that comes up from the side. Looks like it's close to about 9 inches of bathtub, which is good. And then screen the rest of the way. And then, of course, the fly that goes over. I'm actually really impressed that they did a fly with these tents, because with single wall top, I'm really not a fan of, because it can get so wet and it can leak through, where I want a rain fly over top of an actual another layer. So of course it's screened, but I think it's really important to have that ventilation that's going through there. So they've got the 1 person, which would be really small. So if you're looking to go really ultralight, I would go with that, all the way to the 3 person, doors on both sides, all that type of style. This is just a really good design, tried and true design for a tent. So you can't go wrong with either one of them. Just know that I personally have learned that if I'm going to have my own tent and even go solo, I'm taking a 2-person just to have a little bit more room because it's wet and nasty and stuff. You can put everything over to one side, get changed, keep your sleeping bag dry and have it over there drying. They do have vestibules on these. They're not massive, so you could pull it off with a 1-person. But again, they're giving that whole spectrum for everybody. Somebody that wants to go really light, small, simple gear, they can get that 1-person, that 40-liter backpack, and that down bag, and they can just rock and roll. Or they can go even bigger, like a 3-person tent, and share the weight. That's something that I do with my boys. That's like so smart, and I've always done it like my dad too. Is like somebody carries the poles, somebody carries the rainfly, and somebody carries the actual tent. That way you can bring a larger tent, and somebody's not carrying like a 7-pound tent. You've broke up the weight. So I think the tents are really great. I love it too. They have like one color scheme on everything. It's black with a blue, and that's it. That's what you get. But I like that simplicity. It probably made it more affordable that they had the same products or same color and everything for all the different tents. So the rainfly is the same exact material, whether it's a 1-person, 2-person, or 3-person, or not changing up color and everything. So I'm sure it was a move to keep it affordable. So now you've got your backpack, you've got your sleeping bag, and you've got your tent, but you still need to eat. So they've got a couple different setups for stoves and cook kits. They have 2 stoves and 2 different cook kits. Quickly on the cook kits, not going to spend a lot of time. They have a backpacking kit that has 4 pieces, and then they have a 7-piece camping kit. Both look really great. I'm actually going to pick up the 7-piece for my overlanding kit for my Jeep because I think it has some really good options for pots there. But the backpacking ones look really great too. Personally, for me, backpacking, I'm a 1-pot type of guy. Bring that 1 pot, and I'm going to talk about the all-in-one that they have here stove, which I would probably go with over the ultralight because you still have to carry a pot and all that stuff. So the 2 stoves they have are the Lithic ultralight backpacking and then your Lithic all-in-one. And they're really basically tried and true systems that you've taken from. I can tell the Lithic ultralight is basically that common system that you would get from like the MSR little pack stove and that type of thing. And then the Lithic is very much that, not quite Jetboil, but that style that Jetboil brought along, where you have that 1 pot insulated, you have a windscreen built into it, and you just kind of put your canister in the bottom. The all-in-one stove type kit that's become so popular, and even MSR has one now too. So I personally would go for this all-in-one because you get a very efficient stove that's going to be more efficient on fuel because of all the windscreen technologies that are in there. You get the pot, it's insulated, it's large enough to cook macaroni and cheese in and all those types of things, and it's $55. That's really affordable for an all-in-one. When you look at the actual ultralight one, it's $25, but you're still going to have to buy pots and pans and that type of stuff. So I really like this all-in-one package, and I'll be picking one of these up for sure and sharing more about it once I use it and test it out. So I'm really kind of surprised that they don't have some kind of option for a sleeping pad in here, because it's pretty critical when you set up a gear set. Yes, you might be able to put together a gear set for under $300, and I'm about to show you my pick, but you wouldn't have a sleeping pad, and that's something you really have to have. Whether you even get a 3/4 foam pad, that's pretty important. Now those are $12, so they're not really expensive, but I would love to see for Lithic to put in a sleeping pad option in here would be really great. Now, if I was a brand new backpacker, wanted to get into it, didn't want to spend $1,000 that a lot of people spend to get into that those core elements, this is what my cart would look like on Moosejaw. I would basically go for the 40-liter. Now I'm going for the 40-liter because I'm a little more used to carrying less, but you might need to bump that up. I would go with the 35-degree synthetic bag because, I mean, it's so affordable, $65 for that. And I'd go for the 2-person Lithic tent. Of course, it's to be a solo setup, but I would still want that 2-person because that's just how I roll. And then I would certainly go for the all-in-one stove because it's all there. Canister can go into it, and everything's there. So beyond this setup, this is that core setup that everybody goes for. You just need a sleeping pad, which you can just get foam for that. So this comes to, as you see, $307. But they have all kinds of discounts on here. Like right when I opened it up, they gave me a 10% off my first purchase. They've got 20% off. So you can certainly purchase this for under $300. And that's pretty awesome. If you have a friend that you are thinking that wants to get into backpacking but doesn't want to spend a ton of money, show them this. Show them this. This is going to be something that they'd be really interested in. Now, how does this come in on weight compared to other systems? So my core system that I love, I'm not an ultralightist, but I'm definitely light. I like to keep it light. Like the video I shared in the beginning, and I have it down in the description down below, and I'll tag it at the end of my total loadout. You can check that out. My kit, this part of my kit is 11 pounds. So that's with, my whole kit is like 17.5 pounds, but that extra like 6-7 pounds is actually all the food, water, those type of things, those ones that go up and down on weight. But this setup, if my setup is 11, this one comes in at just 14 pounds. That's awesome for a core set. Like for under 300 bucks, a core set for under 14 pounds. That's crazy, because even if you take your food, water, just do a weekend thing, even go a little heavy, you could keep your pack system under 25 pounds, no problem, even if you took like some real serious luxury items. It leaves you 10 pounds basically to stay under 25 pounds. And if you go backpacking for the first time with a 25-pound pack, you're gonna be so incredibly comfortable and so relaxed. It's gonna be awesome. Like, you're gonna really enjoy it. So let's get a conversation going. Let me know down in the comments below that whether you would get some of this gear, or if you would really recommend it to a friend who's been on the fence and you're like, buddy, you can get in this to the pretty affordable and then have this gear forever, anytime you wanted to go. Put it down in the comments. Let me know what you think. Till next time, just remember, life's a hike, so hike happy. And check out my loadout video. It's right here on the screen. You can check out what I carry, all the extra stuff that I carry in my kit, my 17.5-pound kit. Take care.